I'm coming in hot. I think we need to hit the Men in Black flash stick on this John Cena run and just like let's forget about it. We tried. We went a little avant-garde with what people thought we were going to do. The Rock fight gamed John Cena into turning heel, and then he disappeared. This is just not working for me in any way. And actually, the thing that I think is going to happen down the line after, a lot of what WWE is right now is fan equity from the previous 2 years of really good creative. And I think you should give them the benefit of the doubt. They gave us some really good stuff, and now maybe they're in a slightly bumpier period, but you kind of trust that they'll figure out, you're not going to hit 100% on all of your creative decisions. But I think this one is going to hurt the Cena legacy, which is the whole reason he came back, was to kind of put the cherry on the top of the sundae. This run is not elevating their business even. And really how much can you elevate it from where they've been, because they've been so hot. But when we talked about this, you and I probably talked about this a bunch of times, but when we knew that this was the idea, my thought, and you can say what you were thinking at that time, was, oh, so you bring back John Cena as a babyface, and you have this retirement run to kind of be supplemental to whatever the Cody stuff is going to be, because Cody was a champion for a full year. Could he be a babyface champion in the same way for that second year? Probably, but would it be as hot? Probably not, unless they change some stuff around. So John Cena's title run here, or his legacy run, supplements the main event story and kind of just builds everything from the bottom up, and you have these two really interesting things going on. And I thought that's how they were going to run through 2025. You could even have John Cena win the title. You can cement him. And I always say, it's really about Google searches for them. When you search for who's the one who has the belt more, you'd rather see John Cena's name come up instead of Ric Flair. Though with John Cena and his Vince McMahon love, maybe you don't want his name coming up as much. And the way that they've done it, I've been really disappointed, as you know, from pretty much from the first promo that he did. And so now we get the really bad WrestleMania match. We get the average Backlash match, though they did some smoke and mirrors, so it was better than the WrestleMania match. And then we got this our Truth match, which another smoke and mirrors match. All they did was John Cena finishers, and that was it. And then the whole thing was over. Then he does this promo with Jey Uso in the back, which was just shoehorned in to make some sense for whatever the finish that they had for that Jey Uso and Logan Paul match was. I thought it was John Cena really at his they pay me, by the hour here, so I'm just gonna get in and get out. I don't want to I don't want to waste too much time on this stuff. The fact that this dude is a successful actor is mind-boggling based on the performances in these promos that we're getting. So then he comes in, Cody comes back, and John Cena does the same face that he's always been doing. This is such a garbage run to me. I think it's hurting his legacy as one of the greatest of all time. Like, you can't keep calling this dude the GOAT and then having him come out here and throw 78 miles per hour at 49 years old, or however old he is, 47, 48. He's like a junk baller now. He's like he's Charlie Huff at
Jamie Moyer
years old. Jamie Moyer. Who was the pitcher in Major League? Who was
the preacher?
Eddie whatever, and he's like using the snot in the jalapeno to get some spit on the ball. That's what John Cena is right now, and it's absolutely not working. And I think the fans are giving it the benefit of the doubt because they remember him from their childhood. This is not Hulk Hogan in 1996 in any way, shape, or form. I would have Cody beat him at SummerSlam. John Cena wants his country back, and let's finish this off in the right way, because what they're doing right now is not working. I think it's just been abominable stuff.
All right. A few things there. I hated that promo, by the way. It was the worst thing on Saturday Night's Main Event. I liked Saturday Night's Main Event obviously more than you did. It exceeded my expectations, I'll say. The wrestling, if I'm remembering correctly, it was probably better on the first two shows, but it felt like more happened on this show. So this show probably sets up for future things better, and whether or not you like what they're doing in the future better, that's a different discussion. I You asked what I would thought they would do with the John Cena thing, and when they first announced this retirement tour, I just kind of assumed, you know what, he's going to go out there, he's going to do a promo, maybe have the odd match. Isn't really going to be anywhere near the world title scene. Maybe he'd enter the Royal Rumble and do well, but get eliminated near the end. Same thing with Elimination Chamber. Maybe have him win Money in the Bank, and then and then you've got that Money in the Bank thing because he was the only guy originally that had actually beaten somebody that was cashing in a Money in the Bank. So maybe he would go the other way and try to cash in and not win. So something like that. And for sure that he wouldn't turn heel. So I wasn't a fan of the heel turn, and I liked the promos better than most people did, obviously more than you did, but I certainly wasn't blown away by them other than the last one. I think it was the last one that with Cody and him in London, I think was the real good one. But the other two before that were not nearly as good. I like when you were going through your thing and giving your take, you said for me a couple times.
Mhm.
And that's where I'm like, okay, I can't argue with that because that's your opinion and it's not working for you. And if I'm honest, it's not even working for me. Like I would rather see him be a babyface, and I think he could do better promos as a heel. I think there's things he could do to make this better. But I can't argue that it's working for their fans. And and like the this past show, it was a Saturday Night's Main Event by your admission and mine as well. The last two weren't great. They didn't do great numbers on TV. I can't remember what they did for gates, but this one sold out with a $227 get-in price. So there was high demand to see this show, and I got to think John Cena is a big part of that. John Cena doesn't wrestle on TV very often, if at all. So I think it is working, and the reactions that he got and other people on the show got tells me that it's connecting with their audience, their hardcores. And yeah, and you're right. Like they've built up a ton of equity, so it's easier to get a reaction out of a WWE crowd than maybe it's ever been, or certainly probably since like the mid 80s. Because even in the 90s when they were hot, like they would churn on stuff, because you had WCW that was doing pretty well for a lot of that run. So people would go back and forth. And now it's a lot more, you're an AEW fan or you're a WWE fan, or, maybe you're neither and you're watching Best of Super Juniors. But, so I do think that it is easier. So I'm trying to compare it to other WWE crowds. And this crowd on Saturday was hot for everything. And, so to me, that says it's working. Again, it's not, I wouldn't say it's not what I would do. And again, I think John Cena is capable of a lot better. You're waiting for this I want my country back promo, and I'm dreading it. Like I
No,
don't want to see it.
I think it's stupid. I think
Oh,
it's
okay,
gonna
okay.
I think it's gonna
Yeah.
be ridiculous, but he's gonna
Yeah.
have to do it,
I
right?
almost thought when I saw R-Truth's promo a week ago Friday, and I can't remember exactly what he said, but when he was talking, it got me to thinking, man, is he going to be the one that convinces John Cena that what he's doing is wrong? Like, and that he's got to turn? Like, and I was like, and then he did what he did on Saturday. So I'm thinking, no, that was just a sidebar to maybe, check something off the list. I guess
The
probably.
way to do it, if they want to do it, and I don't know if Rock is willing to play ball,
Mm,
is you have Rock come back. He kind of, he big time Cena, smacks him around a little bit, and then Cody comes to save him, and then that's the way you turn him. But who knows if Rock is going to want to play ball for that
yeah.
storyline?
I mean, it's got to
That
involve
would be
Cody.
the full circle. But
Mhm.
we also expected Rock to be around more than just to ditch them at WrestleMania.
But if Rock is only there for the beginning and the end of the
Yeah,
angle,
yeah, that's
that
the
is
problem.
so bad.
That's the problem.
Yeah.